Hello world, from our sacred space to yours.
Thank you for joining Conscious Conversations.
We are excited to begin this journey with all of you. And today is really about unmasking, unveiling, speaking our truth, and really living and walking in our authentic purpose. We really believe that life circumstances forge the way for our soul's purpose to come out. It is in the shadow where our light is really able to thrive. And somewhere past the pain and past all of the confusion, there's a beautiful story written and waiting to be shared with the world for the upliftment of everyone and the healing of our humanity.
Yeah, what she said. For this introduction video, I had a hard time trying to answer, who am I? I don't feel like I identify with my titles and roles that I live in this physical world. I feel like we are all so vast and are not the titles.
Yes.
I'm not just a daughter, just a sister. I'm so much more. And I was given this body as a woman and as a female, and I love it and I cherish it. But I'm so much more, and so are you. So answering who am I is a very challenging question. But I found that looking into my story and how I came to here right now is important to tell. My name is Jennifer, and what we're going to do is go back, way back, back into time. Cue Blackstreet right there. So as a child growing up, I just remember loving to read books. I'd carry it with me everywhere I went. And I would love, my favorite author was Beverly Cleary.
Oh yeah.
I loved her. And it was my little escape from, reality, which sometimes was really harsh. And it wasn't, I think I'd say I'd had everything I could ask for as a kid, but, there was some really hard times. And growing into preteen and teen, those situations felt like it didn't get any better. And I was definitely going down the wrong path and making the wrong choices and hanging out with probably the wrong people at the time. But there was definitely a shift that happened toward my senior years. I think I really missed the books. I really missed education and feeling accomplished and setting goals and achieving them. So school became my first priority after a while, after some really bad choices, but it's okay. And after high school, I moved on to college. And I did a certificate course in general arts and social sciences. Wasn't crazy about it, but it was okay. But one of my greatest accomplishments was studying social work. I had a lot of great experiences as a social worker. And my awakening began when I met one of my old bosses, Bill. If you're watching, thank you so much. Namaste. Bill. Bill taught me so much. Taught me meditation and the power of now, just like Eckhart, and affirmations and positive energy, everything about that. And he taught me to look at my hardships as blessings and how I can change it into something positive where I can help people in the world. So I think I always had that in me. It's a little bit. There was always some part of me that always wanted to help people. But I was truly awakened when I was in the field for social work, and I saw how much struggle was out there in the world, and it was heartbreaking. I can tell you tons of stories, but we don't have enough time. But it really taught me gratitude. It taught me unconditional love for complete strangers, and empathy. There's a lot of people that I met who were going through similar struggles that I went through, and it was incredibly empowering to see them move forward in life or try to make the best of their life with what they were given. So social work was absolutely incredible for me. I continued to study, read books, and I've found a newfound passion for empowering women. I feel like we withhold so much. We have so much strength and power that we don't really live into. We are constantly, we live by societal norms, and there's just so much more we can offer at the end of the day. We have this nurturing light and love that many women, I think, suppress for different reasons. But I want to be here as an encourager to live your authentic life, to live fearlessly, to be limitless, and to just live in love. So,
thank you.
That was just a short version. Very short. But if you have any questions, and if you want to know more about me, you feel free to click one of the links below and we can chat. I'm here for you. I am you. You are me. We are one.
So my name is Heather. I would like to share a little bit of my story and a bit of my journey with you. Growing up, I was raised by a single mom and my grandparents for the most part. Unfortunately, my dad played a very small role, and I didn't have the opportunity to know him as a child, so I missed a lot of those milestone moments with him. And I felt a lot of the community, peers, people in my neighborhood kind of judged me for circumstances that were out of my control. I mean, I was born into the family I was born into, and they were so loving, and I thought I had the best family in the world. And to be told that, you know, you're not going to amount to anything, or you're going to be X, Y, and Z because of your circumstances, kind of threw me as a child. And I spent a lot of time searching, I guess, and really on my own, and doing solitary work, and journaling was my best friend, and trying to find any creative outlet to express myself, because my true self knew more than these adults knew, more than I knew at the time. My higher self was already nudging at me and calling to me, and I can remember so many times writing in my journal, I want to change the world. I want to change the world. And, you know, at that time, not really grasping the fullness of our possibilities and who we can be and our potential. I always thought, well, who am I to even think I'm capable of such a being, you know, such a role? But really, it was pivotal for me when I grasp the fact that life is not about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. And to me, that was such a turning moment, because all of this time I was looking outwards and trying to find, but where am I? And looking into other people and friends and boyfriends and people in my family. But really, it came down to within and in my heart, and creating who I wanted to be. And there was such magic to it, and I thought, wow, I could really do anything. And, you know, I began to understand what it meant to manifest, and what it was to work in a symbiotic way with nature and its laws of attraction, laws of energy, and meeting my boss, Graveen, from Angen, who I am so grateful for opening up so many doors for me, and so many spiritual guides along the way. It was like an Alice in Wonderland moment, you know, just falling down that rabbit hole and seeing this world as if for the first time. I really felt like a child who had just been born into the world again, you know, at the age of, I think I was probably around 22 or 23. So the journey has its ups and downs, and we can't judge the journey. We can't judge the process. it is such a beautiful ride. If I can say anything right now, I would just say embrace the journey, embrace the shadow with the light, because they're not they cannot coexist without the other. And my life just looks like a beautiful snow globe of magic and wonder, and I feel like, you know, a kid all the time, but in the most beautifully profound way. And that is the biggest reason why I wanted to share my truth, and I couldn't imagine doing it with anybody else than my soul sister. And I know together we can really win over some hearts and, you know, really make a lasting impact. And it's something we wish we had growing up, because it felt so lonely and so turbulent, and we were just so unsure. And to be here now, we're looking back, we're so grateful for every moment of it, because it really did contribute to the women we are today, and the power we have and the message we want to bring to the world.
Yes.
So yeah, we're excited.
So Heather and I met when we were wee little girls. We grew up on the same street. I know her family, she knows mine.
Yeah.
And we went to the same elementary school, and we got along so well up until our senior year of elementary school, where we were finding ourselves. We kind of had a bit of a falling out, but it had to happen. It was actually meant to be, because when we reconnected, we had our stories that were so alike, where we went through quite a bit, and we had this awakening around the same time. So it was like meant to be. It was perfect. So
yeah, it's so wonderful how the universe works, and everything is really so aligned if you are just open to it. And I know some people might be, you know, sighing or nodding their heads like, okay, ladies, we get it. It's not all rainbows and sunshine, and I truly understand that, and we don't want to make light of any situations, but the beauty lies in seeing that sunshine in everything, right? And we were able to do that for each other, and it was just so sweet when we reconnected, because so it was so funny. I loved this band back in the day called B2K. I don't know if anybody remembers them, but I would like carry their CD around. And it's so funny how that was so ingrained in Jen, because had I not been so, you know, infatuated at that time, and her hearing the song, 10 years later, a decade later, it wouldn't have resonated. So it just shows me how everything is just so finely tuned and so detailed for our best life and for our best selves to come forward. And so she messaged me on Facebook because that song was playing on her radio, and it was like, wow, what an amazing way to kind of link us back together. And we've been inseparable since we reconnected. We've just been fueling each other's fire. We've really been each other's biggest cheerleaders, supporters, holding each other to the highest vision possible for one another, and believing so much in the potential that we both share. And I think that's why it's just so special for us to be here together, because together we can really move mountains.
Absolutely.
It feels like we're limitless.
We are
limitless.
Yeah, it's been an incredible journey so far, and I can already envision, and we're already planting the seeds for our future, both together and individually, and we're encouraging each other all the way, and I could not be any more happier to be doing this with you.
Thank you.
So I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful.
I'm so grateful. And I think that's what we as women are really here to do. And I know Jenny said a little bit about that earlier, but it's like, be each other's supporters and cheerleaders, because look at what can happen when we just kind of show each other what is possible. I know, you know, jealousy happens and things happen and fights happen. We went through it. We went through all of it.
Yeah.
And there was not a more empowering version of ourselves to be than the ones we are now for each other.
Absolutely.
The ones that are each other's cheerleaders, best friends, sisters, confidants, just like, I don't know, just the everything, the glue to everything. And just you make everything feel like it's going to be okay, like a safe space. My sacred space is really her.
She's my sacred space. Oh, we can go on forever with the love we have for each other.
Hopefully you're feeling it. Are you?
Feel it. We love you.
The idea for this YouTube channel really didn't come from a place of ego or vanity. We really wanted to provide content in a space that was safe for people to watch, to feel inspired by, to feel like they could just get up and take action and start creating the life of their dreams, because it's really something we believe in so wholeheartedly. And I was doing a small exercise the other day, and I love answering questions and reflecting, and just it helps me to grow. And one of the questions was, what makes you angry? And what are you passionate about? And instead of being angry about that thing, how do you turn around and turn it, make it something creative and positive and really make a difference with it? And my answer was, seeing people not living life fully and in their happiness and joy and bliss, and instead there's always stress and anger and anxiety around so many of these material issues. So that was my answer, and I understood that my job moving forward, or what I wanted to create for my life and other people's lives, was a different outlook and an outlet for them to really thrive and be empowered to take the necessary steps and live the life they absolutely adore. And my favorite word is marvel after I watched Eat, Pray, Love. And I was just, I eat that word up. And I just, yes, we should marvel at the world, at each other.
Absolutely.
We're in this spinning thing in the middle of who knows where. And it's a miracle and it's magical. And I know when I share with people, they get a little glimpse and they feel so excited. And I thought, how can we do that on a larger scale? So for me and for Jen, this was naturally our next step into providing this platform for people and for ourselves, really, to be able to share, right?
Absolutely. Also, we've gone through so much in life for just two young girls, but enough to teach us many lessons that we implement in our daily lives, and that we continue to grow, and we continue to self-reflect and answer these questions so that we can live like our best lives. So we want to be able to share our lessons with you, and how to deal with certain situations and people, and how what has worked for us. I think that's perfect. Yeah, we will we'll cover different themes, different topics. We want to really engage with people. This is just a small glimpse of who we are, and I hope you get to really learn about us, and we hope we get to learn about you guys as well. Absolutely.
And this is an open forum. This is a safe space. So I hope if you're watching and this resonates with you, know that we are doing this for you. And you are loved and you're held by us, and we're going to do our best here. So stick with us.
A part of the reason why I want to do this channel is also to show people with anxiety that anything is possible. I have major social anxiety. If you were to tell me even last year that I was going to be doing a YouTube channel where many people are going to be watching, I would probably crawl under my covers and never come out. I maybe cry a little bit. But I'm embracing this, and I am just ready to live the life that I know is meant for me. I'm ready to create the life that I want, and I will not be defined by anxiety or fear. And please take me as an example of what you can do. We have so much to offer, and these fears just keep telling us not to, and we just got to tell it to shut up and
Pretty much.
send it off with some love.
Yeah.
See you later, and focus on what you really want to do. You know your intuition is telling you, your soul is craving to send out this message. That's how I feel, and I'm doing it right now. So I want to inspire you to do things that scare you, and to not be afraid of criticism or judgment or anything, because what matters is that you're living your authentic life. That is the key.
So in celebration of our very first episode, I wrote a short little poem for everyone. I was doing a meditation outside in one of my other sacred spaces, and it just called to me, and I thought it would be something really profound and perfect to share with you, and I hope you enjoy it. It's really short, I promise. My soul sings a song that longs to be heard by you. For in the sharing of my soul, I ignite a spark in you. That is the beauty of my song. It is sung by me and meant to be heard by you. For if there's no one to hear the music, how will we ever get the courage to dance?
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you. We are here because we hope that in sharing our stories and our journey with you, we can disappear the illusion that we are separate, and actually bridge back the gap that we are all one. We are all united, from here in Toronto to across the globe. It's just one love.
So with that being said, from our sacred space to yours, thank you so much for being here. We send you love, we send you light, and may you enjoy the rest of your week. Namaste. We are fire.
We always look at ourselves and we forget to look at the, I don't know where to look. We have a little sticky note over there no one can see. It says, smile, you're on camera. Look here when filming.
We're such noobs. One day we'll look back on this when we're talking to millions of people.
We hope so.
When we're on a talk show. When we've got a book. When we've got a bookstore.
Oprah, we're coming for you.
Oprah Super Soul Sunday. We gonna be sitting on that wicker chair with you outside. I'm telling you right now. Testing 1, 2, 3. Once again, welcome to Conscious Conversations.
Why? Why is it so hard?
Tongue twist.